key pieces that you've seen you have to have to at least be prepared to scale, if not starting to scale. So walk me through something, like mindset. What about your mindset has to be there?
I mean, you need a vision of where you want to go. Otherwise, like, you have no idea what to do next. Mm-hmm. And so that's important. Sit and be real with yourself and realize, and try and either realize or talk to the people who have done it already, what the downsides are of any stage you want to be at too. Because everybody looks at the green grass on the other side of the fence and doesn't realize that it still grows in shit.
Yeah. That's it.
And so there's crap everywhere. There's problems at every level with every stage, everything you do. Like, there are advantages that I would have if I was just a single practitioner running a solo office with nobody else there, because I'd have the freedom and capacity to do other things in my free time. But it doesn't align with the vision I want of, like, my big purpose has always been, like, I want to grow upper cervical. I want to grow the chiropractic profession. I think the best way to do that is by building things that people can look at and go, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to get there. I want to be there. And, like, if I can do that in an upper cervical setting, then students are going to come up going like, holy crap, I want what that guy has. And if schools aren't teaching it, schools are going to start teaching it because the demand is there. So much of what I've seen in organizationally and everything else over the years has been like trying to force the demand, or force, like, let's make it available. Let's make sure it's there. And if people find out, they'll just come. And that's, I mean, you can get to a level that way, but then you stagnate. And that was how I ran the business for the first several years while I was figuring my own stuff out. It was like, if I just do a good enough job, the word will get out, more people will show up, things will happen. And if you go back enough decades, that was how it worked, because that's how the word got around. People talked and they would be like, oh, this, and like being your local Google was something people got pride in and did. Now everybody has Google in their pocket, and so there's a lot less personal pride that people would come to from being, their local guide and being, oh, I know the good doctor, and I know the good newspaper, and I know the best coffee shop. Like, now it's Yelp and Google and reviews, and so a lot of that's moved to online. And so I don't think you can grow the same way you did through the 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
Which was kind of what I had seen and lived through before getting into chiropractic practice, and then thought, oh, I'll just do that and it will grow and things will be good, and I won't have to do a whole bunch of marketing and other stuff. Like, I'll just be awesome and people will show up.
Right.
And that happens to a degree, but it's not as predictable as I would like. You definitely have hot days and low times. Like, I had months where I was doing 3 times what I did on my lowest month of the year. But then, so the lowest month of the year was half of what I needed to pay my bills. And that's not a very comfortable place to be for a practice or a person.
Yeah. So and not every doctor's the same as far as like, charisma level, right? So a lot of the high charisma docs, they can build a strong referral practice. Not to say they don't happen, but the percentage of people that can, especially as you just said, in this day and age, it's very low percentage. It may, it was a higher percentage, a few decades ago, like you just said. That's a great observation that you have there. Yeah, I remember I was at a conference and I was getting ready to go up and speak. At that point, all we did was marketing. Now, obviously, it's more than marketing, but and so I'm getting ready to share like who we are. And the guy right before me, it was one of the teachers. I'm not going to name names or say the conference. So there, I'm not going to do it. And he says, "Hey, all you got to do, you just need to do a good adjustment, take care of people, and they'll come in. They're going to refer. You don't need to do marketing. You don't need to do ads. You don't need to do any of these other things. We don't need to do videos." And I'm like, thanks. That's like, there's a reason we exist.
I was at that conference, I think, or at least I've been at a conference where that exact thing has happened.
I'm like, the ones that know about you, they'll come in, but not the ones that don't know about you.
Yeah.
Anyway, you